What's good, y'all? Ever since James Harden left the Rockets, they've been in a rebuild state where they're just trying to get a bunch of young talent together. They're still tanking right now, so they're just trying to have the young talent grow, see who could be a part of their, future, who can bring them to the playoffs, all that type of thing. And of course, they got guys like Kevin Porter Jr., who they traded for, Jalen Green, who they selected second overall in the 2021 draft. But they also selected someone else in that draft, too. This guy wasn't a top pick at all. He wasn't even a lottery pick. He was the 16th pick, but he was the Turkish League MVP at just the ripe age of 18 years old, and that man is Alperen Sengun. Now, I mentioned this in my Sacramento Kings video. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go check that out. But I personally value versatility a lot in a player, and Sengun is very versatile. He's not the most athletic, but he is a pretty big body at 6'9", can move you in the post, has an incredible touch and footwork. He has great passing, great vision for the court, can rebound the ball. His defense isn't the best, but he is getting a little bit better at a rim protector this year. He's doing a whole lot better this year, to be honest. And when you look at his stats compared to his rookie season last year, they just get blown out the water. He is getting a little bit more minutes, but it's not anything crazy. About 7 more minutes per game for Sengun this year. But his production has just gone up exponentially. He's averaging 15 points per game right now, along with 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and his efficiencies are insane as well. A whole lot of growth there. His field goal percentage went up a whole 10%, up to 57%. He stopped taking as many threes, and I think that's really helped him grow as a player. His percentage went up a little bit, but like I said, his threes aren't really part of his game just yet. And his overall offensive rating went up an astounding 14 points compared to last year. For a non-lottery pick that's close to averaging a double-double in his second season, that's pretty good. He's meeting expectations. And Sengun is putting up those numbers as basically the third option on his team. He has Jalen Green, who the top 2 pick. Obviously, they're going to give him the keys. And then Kevin Porter Jr., also their lead guard. So those 2 players have the ball a decent portion more than Sengun has the ball. And some other NBA players think that Sengun should actually be one of the top options. I'm going to read off a quote from Nikola Jokic, who a lot of people compare Sengun to. Jokic says, "I think he's very talented. It might sound weird, but I think they should play through him more." Jokic then added to the quote saying, "The man is talented. He could pass the ball, post up, has the touch, and is a good finisher inside the rim." Anthony Edwards even went as far to saying, "Me personally, I think they need to build around number 28, which is, of course, Sengun." So it's not only the stats he puts up, but other NBA players, his competitors, are also backing up his play. One of the things that I think makes Sengun so special is his passing. His playmaking ability is out of the world, especially for a center. When you look at his assist percentage, which for those of you who don't know is the percentage of his teammates' shots that are assisted by him, is 19.2, which is second on the team, only behind their starting point guard Kevin Porter Jr. Obviously, there's more to playmaking than just the assist category too, the assist stat. So if you look at his passes per game, he has 35.4 passes per game, which is also third on his team, only behind his 2 lead guards. And right now he's averaging 3.2 assists per game, but if you look here, he's averaging 5.5 potential assists per game, which is basically any pass that immediately it leads up to a shot attempt or a free throw. Obviously if the shot goes in, you would count as assist, but if it's missed, that goes towards your potential assist per game. And then if you pass and someone gets fouled, that goes to your potential assist per game. And Sengun is also the youngest center to get 10 assists in one single game. One of my favorite things to watch a player do in the NBA is playmake. Defense is up there too, but playmaking it's between one of those two. And sometimes I only watch the Rockets just to see Sengun's playmaking. Now, I want to be careful my words here. I'm not calling him Jokic. I'm not comparing him to Jokic. But some of the passes are very Jokic-like in the fact where it's just a quick touch pass. Like he'll grab a rebound and just boom right there. Or receive a pass and just quick. Those touch passes are just so nice to the eye. There's also plenty of times where he'll just drive to the paint and hit it behind the back. That's like one of his signature passes, I feel like, where I've seen it countless times where he just goes right behind the back, dump it off. His vision, he can really just see everything on the court. And I think Sengun is really benefiting by the evolution of the game in basketball, where there's really it's positionless at this point. Obviously, you have your position still, but your center is not just the only, all right, I'll grab a lob, grab a rebound, block shots. they can do way more, and it's showing because Sengun is way more skillful than just that. Don't get me wrong though, even though basketball is getting more and more positionless, Sengun is still a very solid center down low. He can really finish at the rim. He's got incredible touch. His post moves and footwork is just insane, out of this world. If you guys haven't really watched him, I'm telling you, you gotta watch some of his post highlights, man. I mentioned earlier in the video that Sengun is taking less threes per game. He's not really shooting as much, and he's playing more towards the basket, which I think is one of the biggest reasons that are benefiting him and his growth this season. Sengun scores just barely under 1 point per possession on post-ups at 0.98 points per possession, which is the 64th percentile in the league. And when you look at his shot selection and efficiency on these close shots, this is where it really tells you the full story. On shots that are 3 feet to 10 feet away from the basket, he's shooting 44% of his shots from that range, and he's hitting 53% of those shots. Compared to his rookie season, he only shot 30% of his shots in that range and shot an abysmal 39% on them. And when you include his dunks and layups, when you look at his shots just from 0 feet to 10 feet out, it's 87% of his total shots come from that range, and he's shooting a very efficient 60%, which is up a whole lot from last year when he only shot 73% of his shots from that range and only shot 53%. I feel like nowadays, since the three-point shot is so prominent in the game and teams are really hunting those threes, they sometimes just fall into the rut of just settling for threes, and a lot of players fall victim to that, including some of his teammates on the Rockets. Not going to name names, but some of them do. And I think it's really benefited Sengun to get that mindset out of here. He's taken about half as many threes compared to his rookie season, and it's just benefiting him a lot. He's averaging more points. He's being closer to the basket for offensive rebound chances and stuff like that. He's being more efficient in his shots because he's closer to the basket. Obviously, you're going to be more efficient. And it's just really benefited his scoring, his teammates scoring, his rebounding, just everything as a whole has benefited a lot by him taking less threes. It also seems like during the offseason, it may be been working on his bunnies, man, because he's dunking a whole lot more. I'm pretty sure, I don't have the exact stats for this, but when I was looking for stats on this video, I'm pretty sure he has just about as many dunks right now in this season compared to his whole rookie season. We're only halfway through, so he's been dunking a whole lot more, being more aggressive on his takes to the rack. And I'm saying all of this without even talking about how he's just ramping up right now. He's just starting to get hot this season. When you look at the 9 games that Sengun and the Rockets have played in 2023, his stats are incredible, man. 18 points per game, 9 rebounds, 5.5 assists, shooting 61% from the field, and 75% from 3. And, you know, that is skewed. He's only taken less than half a 3 a game, but he's hitting them. And in this 9-game stretch, he has had at least 10 5-and-5 in 6 of those games. He's had 4 double-doubles, including 1 triple-double, which makes him the youngest center ever to record a triple-double. Things are really only getting started for Sengun, man, and I'm kind of agreeing with Anthony Edwards and Jokic on, I think the Rockets should kind of gear towards Sengun at least. Not fully get rid of Jalen Green, I'm not saying that, don't get rid of Kevin Porter Jr., but more integrate him regularly in the offense. Maybe give him some more playmaking ability because I think he can handle it. At the time of recording this, Sengun is coming off of a 24-12-6 game against the Charlotte Hornets. He has been killing it right now. His best game of the season arguably came right before that against the Lakers. He went into the Crypto.com arena, the Staples Center, and really put on a show for Lakers fans to watch against LeBron James, putting up 30 points, 15 rebounds, had a few monster blocks. It's my favorite performance to watch and his best of the season so far. Unless you count the triple-double. It depends on how you really value it. 10-10-10 or 30-15 with 4 blocks. Nonetheless, though, I'm buying a whole lot of Sengun stock, man. Even from his rookie season, you can see some flashes of him being an offensive juggernaut, and I think he can handle that. Either way, I'm really enjoying watching the evolution of the center position with guys like Jokic, Sengun, Sabonis is in there, Cat is in there. There's a lot of skillful bigs. Joel Embiid, I'm off all I mean with disrespect. There's a lot of skillful bigs out there, and I love watching them flourish, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there'll be links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.